And my sister Tamera believes she is the reincarnation of Etta James. My sister really thinks that she's Etta James, and she's not. I'll help you carry on. She always was into music. I'm heading on to my destiny. For the last 4 months, my sister has been living as Etta James.
I don't got time for them to tell me who the I am.
She doesn't want me to call her Tamera. She wants me to call her Etta.
Anybody who don't agree with me and who don't like anything, then I don't give a
My mom introduced us to back in the day music, and we didn't like it, but when my sister saw Etta James, she said that she looked just like her. Tamera used to spend hours watching videos online, studying Etta James' moves, her expressions.
And life is like a song.
And she even wanted to dress like her and wear blonde hair. She kept saying she has memories of Etta's life. I thought she was crazy. I admit she does look a lot like Etta James. She has her nose, she has her eyes, she has her beauty mark. Tamera says she became Etta at 6 years old when she got the mo. My sister believes when Etta died in 2012, she took over her body. I don't understand why Tamera thinks she has to be Etta James when she's a talented singer on her own. Look in my eyes, it's gonna be all right. She started getting toxic in the house because she wanted us to call her Etta. My mom had back surgery. She needed help around the house, and I wasn't home at the time. She said, you have to start calling me Etta if you want me to do things for you. They had a huge argument. My sister left in the middle of the night. Right now, Tamera won't answer my calls or texts. You can't go through life pretending to be someone else living in a fantasy.
Well, Tia, it's good to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too, Dr. Phil.
You're concerned about your sister.
Yes, I'm concerned about her very much. She believes she's Etta James. She's not.
And it's one thing to admire someone, to become, you know, a real fan, or even a groupie, just devoted to someone. But how long did she follow her music and get into it before she actually started believing that she was Etta James reincarnated?
It's been a year. She said she had dreams and visions and stuff.
She was a pretty happy soul, right? I mean, you guys got along okay?
Yeah, to my knowledge, she was happy.
But you say now she's become rude and angry and combative. Like if you don't agree with her that she's Etta, then she gets really defensive.
She'll get really offensive. She's in denial. She'll get mad and she'll like curse at you and stuff.
And if people don't call her Etta, that's offensive to her.
Yeah, it's offensive to her. She'll be like, oh, y'all just jealous. Y'all just want to be me and y'all not.
What is her plan as Etta James? Is her plan to resume her music career?
She want to relive her legacy. She want to do it over. And she want to like build up her fan base and do music and drop music videos and stuff.
So she would start touring as Etta James and making public appearances.
That's what she want to do, but
going on shows and stuff.
Yeah, she want to do new music. She want to write different genres of songs and stuff, and she don't want to do the same thing she used to do.
Has she moved away from you guys?
Yeah, she moved to Colorado.
Right?
She moved to Colorado. We didn't know that she left until like 4 days. 4 days she told us where she was at. We didn't know where she was at.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what's she doing in Colorado?
And she's trying to meditate to get closer to her spirit. That's what she's trying to do.
And you're concerned that she's losing her grip and being taken over by some type of mental illness. And you're in hopes that we can get her grounded and
yeah, I'm in hopes that you guys can like talk her out of it because she won't listen to us. Tamera posts videos of her as Etta James on social media. I thought people on social media would stop helping her pretend that she's Etta James, but they're just filling her head with lies. They're encouraging her to keep posting herself on social media, portraying as Etta James. It makes her so happy that her fans support her. She even rubs it in my face sometimes. She thinks that I'm jealous of her. She'll show me the comments on her social media page and say, look, I really am Etta. She is delusional.
Well, 22-year-old Tamera says she is the legendary Grammy-winning recording artist, Etta James, just flat out, full stop, that's who she is. She says not only does she look exactly like her, she claims she also has visions of her past life as Etta James. She says the only people who don't support her and refused to call her Etta is her own family.
I am Etta James. When my mom showed me a Etta James video, I got chills hearing myself sing. My cheekbones and the way that I smile is exactly the same. I have the same beauty mark on my face. The only thing slightly different are my vocals.
I'ma keep on rising to the sky.
In the 60s, I had like a rock and roll type, screaming type of vibe. But now I have more of a calm, emotional, singing type of vibe. When people hear me sing, they know that I am Etta.
I'll help you carry on.
When I was 12 years old, I would always get visions. I started seeing myself on stage and on tour, traveling the world. Now I realize that they were memories from my old life. I was singing live on TV, and I even had the blonde hair. I had another dream that I was on the road traveling for a show with my band, and I was going to New York. I post videos on social media singing my songs as Etta James. My fans are very supportive.
Some of the comments, she is Etta, she looks just like her, let her be Etta.
My family doesn't believe that I'm Etta James. They think that I'm going crazy. Tia said that my fans are crazy and they're making me crazier, but in reality, she's the crazy one. I'm not Tamera anymore. I'm ready to cut my mom and my sister out of my life if they don't accept that I'm Etta.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Well, I'm all right.
Okay.
You haven't seen your sister for a while.
No, I have not.
How do you feel to see her now?
It's okay. What you mean it's okay? It's okay. Okay.
So how have you all gotten along most of your life?
We was close. We was always close. We used to dress the same, act the same. Yeah. But yeah, she wanted to be her own identity, so she changed.
Right. And your position that they reject is that you are not Tamera, that you are Etta James.
Yeah, I am Etta James now, yes. I'm not Tamera. But why
Okay.
you feel that way? What do you mean why I feel that way? Because I am. I know who I am. Do you know who you are? You and your mama are delusional. How are we delusional? Because y'all just need to accept who I am. If y'all don't accept it, I don't know what to tell y'all. I really don't. So, oh my, I don't know how to
Okay.
talk to her. I don't know how to talk to her.
And you say that Etta entered your body the second she died in 2012.
Yep,
And how old were you in 2012?
I was 13.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Looking back,
You don't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
You don't make sense.
well, looking back, do you remember experiencing anything at the time?
I already had dreams of visions before she died, so really when she died was my transition.
Okay, but you had dreams and experiences of what before?
I had
she
dreams
died?
experiences of concerts that I've been into, me singing on stage and stuff like that. I just didn't know what it meant, you know? But when I saw myself, then I knew.
But that was before Etta died.
It could be like a future reference, but I know that I was on stage and I was singing. And when she did die, I did capture some memories, so.
Okay. And you feel like part of it is that you look like Etta James.
Part of it, yeah, part of it.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. Just because you look like her, don't mean that you're her.
I am.
How?
And
I'm talking to Phil.
yeah, and when you put you up side by side, you certainly do have some similarities to her for sure.
Yeah, because I am her. That's
But
pretty much it.
but when someone is reincarnated into another person, that person doesn't necessarily look like that person. In this case, you actually do kind of look like her.
Because I am her. I'm a legend, so I look the same. That's how I go.
Me and my mom never really agreed on what I wanted to do as far as schooling. My mom had a daycare business growing up, so I was always doing daycare, and I didn't want to do it in my adult life. She wanted me to do her business. I didn't want to do it. I kind of felt pressure to go to college. I dropped out of college, and I pursued my music career. She'll compare the two fields, and she'll be like, this is better. Me and my mom, we never really seen eye to eye.
I refuse to call Tamera Etta because I don't want to feed into her delusion. It's like Tamera is losing her own identity to this Etta character. I started to worry when Tamera started wearing a blonde wig all the time. She would walk around the house wearing a blonde wig. She refused to take it off. She wore it every day. I kept calling her name, Tamera. She told me, I'm not Tamera, I'm Etta James. Tamera never acted delusional before. That's why this is so strange. No matter how much I tried to convince her that she's not Etta James, she just won't listen anymore. She became so angry and constantly picked fights because I wouldn't call her Etta. She's very disrespectful. using foul language. I'm her mother, she needs to respect me. I think Tamera is doing this Etta thing to rebel against me, pushing my dreams on her. I told Tia and Tamera to get college degrees in child development. I wanted my daughters to start a daycare company. I really pushed that on them, but Tamera dropped out of school to pursue her music. I feel my daughter Tamera is losing her identity with all of this. I'm hopeful that Tamera will come around and snap out of it.
You're concerned that she has got some kind of delusional disorder, or do you think this is some role she's playing?
I think it's some delusion going on, because she's not Etta James.
And you're not Debra.
What do you think triggered her to begin to believe that she is?
Well, it all begins when they were doing a girl group. My daughters started singing together. And Tamera was writing songs that was not appropriate with the language and everything. And she was being very toxic to her sister.
So you didn't like the language, the type music and lyrics that they were performing or singing, and so you introduced them to other music.
Yes, more appropriate music, classic music. You know, young ladies, you know.
Right, like Etta James was one
like
of the
Etta
ones.
James.
Let me talk about the Tamera side here, because as we said, you know, Etta could, if you believe in reincarnation, then she could be reincarnated into Tamera, but Tamera's still there. Do you like Tamera?
Yeah, I do like myself as Tamera. I just not Tamera. Well,
You are Tamera.
But you are Tamera. You're portraying yourself as something you're not. So you
Well,
need
but
to
we
stop.
agree.
I'm not portraying myself as I'm not. I'm not Tamera. I'm Etta James. First off, you need to stop telling me who I am, because I don't tell you who you are. So I'm gonna need you to. Okay.
Listen, let me talk to her for a minute without y'all helping, okay? I've listened to some of your vocals on the internet. I went and searched it out, and you're quite talented
Yes,
as
sir.
Tamera. Are you proud of your vocals as Tamera?
I'm very proud of my vocals as Tamera. Very proud.
And do you think that you have a career as Tamera?
I could have a career as Tamera, yes, but do I choose to? No. I mean,
When I was 13 years old, I had a dream that I was Etta James on TV and people was dancing in the background and I was performing.
Me being in the studio in this picture, it does bring back memories. I do remember being in a recording studio.
I have to get back to my hometown in LA to continue my career.
Now that I'm back, I feel like I'm home. I'm excited to get my new music out to my fans. I just like the vibe out here, just the energy.
I have 2 adult sons that live in Los Angeles. I don't think I'll look them up or try to connect because I don't think that they'll believe me. My twin sister Tia is also musically talented because, of course, she's a split image of me.
I just wanna hold you tight. I just wanna love you right while you always on my mind.
Tamera and I used to sing together growing up. I would do it to make her happy because I was nervous. I'm more of the shy twin.
We sung together in talent shows, in choirs. We went to go do TV shows, auditioned for those. My sister and I started a group called Twinsies.
I get my money, then I count it up. Stacks and stacks, I'll double up. If you can't reach my level, then shut up.
We took our music very seriously, recorded a few songs in the studio. Me and my sister made 2 music videos.
So you really can't play me. Yeah, that's what happens when you get money. I'm taking off, can't you see?
It was fun. I just wish we would have did more, but she bailed on me.
I wanted to change the type of tone. I told my sister that I'm Etta and I wanted my old style to be a part of the group as well. I decided to lead a group and do music on my own. I want to do my old style as Etta James since I'm her.
Her personality has changed, becoming Etta James, and it makes me feel angry at her because we did everything together and now she wants to do it alone.
Do you feel bad at all about dropping out of the group?
a little bit.
Do you miss your sister?
I do miss my sister, but I feel like at some point that I have to find myself. So it's really not about her at all.
I've talked to people that really know who they are, and I've talked to people that believe strongly that they have someone reincarnated in them. And if they believe that, I mean, really believe it, they're not at all defensive about it. But if you're so convinced that you're Etta James, why do you get defensive if somebody disagrees with you?
I don't get that defensive if somebody disagree with me. It's the fact that the way that they're coming at me makes me defensive. They're not even telling you like the whole thing. They be trying to come at me, trying to snatch my wig, trying to take my clothes. They crazy.
First of all,
No, first of all,
you
you take
do
my
not
clothes.
look like Etta James. You look like me. I'm your mother. You don't remember me?
I remember you. You're just my caretaker, like I told you already.
You know what, Tamera?
You know what, Debra? Debbie? I'm talking to Phil. Go ahead. Phil.
But listen, if this is gonna, if you think there's something wrong with her, it ain't gonna be the two of you that fix it. Can you two just stop confronting and picking a fight with her about whether she's Etta James or not?
Thank you.
No.
Well, I'm gonna need you to learn. I'm gonna need you to learn real quick.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.
Tamera told me she didn't have a purpose before becoming Etta. This new Etta person is not silly or funny like my Tamera. I miss my daughter.
Before Tamera became Etta, she always battled with depression. She had failed relationships. She was struggling with her purpose. She felt like music was her only source of happiness.
This path always seems so long, but I know I can carry on.
But now she sees that maybe she could be happy being somebody else.
Do you know the celebrities that inspire her to wear her signature blonde hair?
No,
She don't know anything.
I don't know a lot.
Well, that was Joyce Bryant and James Mansfield.
Like, I don't remember every detail in my past life. I do have dreams and stuff of me doing things. But as far as detail-wise, you know, who I'm in relation to with, sisters, all that stuff, I don't remember everything. But I know it will come back to me later down the line, but I don't remember. It's
Can I
just...
ask you a question? Do you remember growing up in
Yes.
Chicago?
Yes, I remember growing up in Chicago. What type of question is that? I was born in Chicago.
So then, how do you explain two different lives?
I'm still Tamera, but I still have visions and dreams of who I was in my past life.
Tamera,
Can you call me Etta, please?
no,
Well,
no.
Well.
I won't, because you said you're still Tamera.
I am, but I don't like being called that. That's what it is.
And I want to ask you a couple of questions. Is it possible that this isn't reincarnation, but a very deeply held inspiration?
I feel a connection because I am. That's why we connected. That's the connection right there.
You are not Etta James.
And you're not.
You are not Etta James.
My next thought, if we throw the labels out and you have this strong connection to her, what do you plan to do going forward? Do you plan to tour?
I do plan to tour. I plan to come back to LA and do my music and continue what I was doing. That's my plan. They go,
But,
either
like-
y'all like it or don't. I mean, I don't really
Well,
care.
but it's not about them. Let's take them out of the picture, because Universal Records holds the legacy rights to Etta James' body of music.
Yep.
And I think they would beg to differ and say they own that music. They own those rights.
That's fine.
And
I don't really expect anybody to believe me. I mean,
no, listen, it's not about believing you or not believing you. It's important what you believe. It's not important what I believe. It's important what you believe. And I respect what you believe.
thank you, Phil. You told them that.
Yeah, I think that's why you heard me tell them, don't pick this battle here.
Don't pick it. Go lose.
And I'm trying to be respectful to you here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Phil.
And tell you that I'm trying to meet you where you are, and I'm asking you to be open-minded and consider, if you throw out the word reincarnation, is it possible that you just have a strong connection to her? Or we can use any word.
But you don't want me to use the reincarnation word is what you're saying.
I'm sorry?
You don't want me to say reincarnated.
Well, I'm saying I don't want to get hung up on the label.
I mean, y'all could say
More
that,
like an
but I know I'm still gonna say it.
More like a lookalike or impersonation. I mean, you admit it. You are Tamera, right?
A part of me is Tamera, yes.
Okay.
To answer your question, Debbie.
So with the makeup and the wig and the outfit, you are, instead of reincarnated, you are impersonator.
I'm
or
not impersonated.
a lookalike.
Not a look-alike.
You know, it's not about appearances. I mean, there are a lot of people that look like me. I go on the internet all the time, and there are people that look like me, but they ain't me. They look like me, but they're not me.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell her.
Exactly.
And they probably don't know anything about me. First goal is to get you guys to stop having conflict about this. She says that y'all are sitting here acting all nice and everything, but that you're toxic and constantly are telling her that she's not Etta James, et cetera, et cetera. And I know that you believe that, and I totally get that, but what I'm saying is that's not the way to get to resolution here. And so I'm saying, can we just agree to disagree?
So you saying like we have to leave her be, right? That's what you saying?
On
Like just
this-
let her.
On this point, yes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Crazy.
No, sorry.
I'm sorry?
That's crazy.
So you're not willing to do that?
I feel like if we just take her wig off and throw it across the room, then she'll be back Tamera.
I feel if
That's
I
not
take your
gonna
wig
work.
off, throw it across the room, you'll be
Tamera,
back to you.
Tia, that's not gonna work. That's why we're here.
Touch my
We
wig.
have
I
to
dare you.
find some closure.
I already told you I'm not coming back. I said I'll visit. You know, I'll say, hey, you feel me? Hey, what's up? Other than that, I gotta
Even
go.
if we compromise and we work things out, I mean, I really, really need you to come back.
And I
least-
really need to go to LA. So,
Okay, and how are you gonna live here?
what do you mean how I'm gonna live here?
How are you gonna support yourself?
I have money saved up. I have a job. I can support myself.
You have a job
Mr.
here?
Phil. I'm sure it's not hard to get a job here, Mr. Phil.
Oh, it's very expensive to live here, and
Okay.
it's really hard. And
I'm sure I can make it work. I'm
Okay.
Etta.
because Tamera, if you show up in LA and you walk in somewhere and say, "Hi, I'm Etta James, and I want you to put me in concert," they're going to call security and have you removed.
Security.
No,
I
I'm
don't
serious.
need security. So I know what you're saying. I understand completely. But what I'm saying is, I know what I'm finna do, Phil.
And if you come out here as Tamera and have a powerful presence of Etta, and you want to pursue things along that line, that's a completely different story. And I would like to arrange for you to talk to a professional in these matters, because I'm not an expert on reincarnation or whatever. Talk to a professional in these matters to help get some clarity so you know exactly what's going on, exactly why you feel this presence, exactly why you're seeing flashes of her life. And I can set it up where you can do it on your laptop. You don't even have to go anywhere.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, sure.
Will you call me Mom, rather than Debra?
Debbie, Miss Debbie, Debra. I'll call you Mom, sure. Mother.
Okay.
I'm going to set this up with her on Doctor On Demand, which is a company that I'm part of. And if you want to do that yourself, you can just go to Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and you can download that app. And you can do the same thing we're talking about here if you have things you want to clarify in your life. Now, are you just telling me that you'll do this, or will you really do it? Do you have the integrity to say it and do it?
Yeah.
She's not gonna do it. I can see her face.
Philip,
if you
I
don't-
am gonna do it.
If you don't want to do it, don't tell me. It's okay.
No. I'm gonna go on my word because I see everybody watching me. I'm not gonna say no. I promise you.
Yeah, I'll set it up so you can do it on your computer.
Yeah, if you can show somebody so they can, understand me more than them.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I got you.
okay.
Her twin sister believes she's
Etta James.
reincarnated.
You say that Etta entered your body the second she died.
Yep.
When someone is reincarnated, that person doesn't necessarily look like that person.
I'm a legend, so I look the same. That's how I go.
New Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.